Good evening. Thanks for choosing My Media Prime for the 6:30 Prime News. You're watching us. We are live from the country's economic capital, Douala, Studio A at Fengudrong, Bange. My name is Gienda Peldrin Blanche King. Against all odds, Professor Maurice Kamto of the MRC political party has insisted the planned peaceful march to take place on September 22, 2020 is constitutional and in no way a revolution and act of hostility towards homeland. This comes after Communication Minister Rene Emmanuel Sadi published a communique restricting any form of demonstration organized by leaders of a political party, stating security forces have been instructed to, by any means, ensure social peace and other details in the following report.
Communication Minister Rene Emmanuel Sadi has restricted every form of demonstration called by leaders of a political party. According to a communique signed yesterday, all those associated with such schemes will be brought to book before competent judicial authorities. The communique clearly states no demonstration can be considered peaceful when its declared intent is to trigger an uprising and overthrow the democratically elected Republican institutions. In this regard, the defense and security forces will take every necessary step to strictly maintain law and order as well as social peace. This comes after releases from the governors of the littoral and central region banning every unauthorized demonstration. Minister of Territorial Administration Paul Atanganji has equally given high instructions to governors of the littoral, center and west regions to ensure that security is beefed and all those who go against territorial unity duly punished. Professor Maurice Kamto, on his part, has issued the code of the peaceful, patriotic and Republican marcher, stating the march is calling for the step down of the President, His Excellency President Paul Biya, and not acts of insurrection, rebellion, revolution or hostility against homeland. The march, according to him, is constitutional and legitimate, taking deep roots from South Africa during apartheid era. Professor Maurice Kamto also laid guidelines for all those who intend to be part of the peaceful march on September 22, 2020. Cameroonians are at the crossroads, faced with decisions that might or not record another September 22 in Cameroon history. In the words of Jose Marti, the first duty of a man is to think for himself.
In a bid to foil the September 22 protest announced by the leader of the MRC political party, Professor Maurice Kamto, CPDM Vuritu section has applied for authorization to demonstrate in the entire New Bell neighborhood in Douala come September 22. The president of the National Episcopal Conference of Cameroon has also expressed worries over the present socio-political situation in the country. In a two-paged document, His Lordship Abraham Kmer criticized the Electoral Code, adding that the unwillingness of the government to revise the Electoral Code and give reasons to opposition parties each time they cry foul has given birth to an unhealthy political atmosphere, especially as regional elections draw near. And away from that, the mayor of Boya municipality, Mayor David Mafani Namange, has warned inhabitants against disorder in the municipality. He sent a strong warning while demolition building poorly constructed in the municipality, urging the population to respect the sectoral plan of Boya, as our reporter from Boya tells us in the following report.
The building law of Cameroon states that every building constructed close to a road must give a distance of at least 3 meters or more. This is to ensure that in case of road expansion or other developments, such building will not be demolished. In Boya, this law has been constantly flaunted by some inhabitants who construct without a building permit and are no respecter of the building law or sectoral plan of the town. This has created urban disorder in the town of Boya.
This is a cemetery of the Boya Council for more than 50 years running, and it is serving the population of Boya in that the abandoned corpses and some of the COVID cases were have been buried here. And surprisingly, an individual moved in after we cleared the site of rubbish and claimed to be his technical team to come and inform him of immediate demolition. Unfortunately, he came out with ammunition and a big stone and break the windscreen of the council.
Today, the Buea Council and its team is out to demolish such buildings. Supervising this demolition exercise is the mayor of the Buea Council, David Mafani Namange. Going by the Buea mayor, the owner of this building was issued a warning several times to stop constructing, but went on without fear for administrative sanctions.
What is going on is continuation of what we have been doing, and it's something that we are doing with loss of regret because it involves destruction and demolition of a property which has been improperly implanted into the road. The law which says that it should be 3 meters from an existing road. You see, we eventually added instead the staircase into the road, and we served him a demolition notice more than a month ago through a bailiff. Instead, we continued with the construction, and we even came to them and met them going on.
Many are expected to suffer the same fate in the days ahead if they go against the construction law, the mayor adds.
We had notified him that if we do it, we will notify him of the cost. We have to recover that cost. The law covers that. It should serve as an eye-opener and a warning to others, because we are not afraid of any person, no matter your class. It's just a matter of doing what is right.
Through this activity, the town of legendary hospitality will be given a facelift. Meanwhile, city dwellers of Buea are advised to always seek for building permits before commencing on any construction work, and by abiding to building laws, they will evade such administrative sanctions.
A man has been apprehended in Douala, the economic capital, transporting about 500 liters of illicit fuel believed to come from neighboring Nigeria. With due information and proper investigation, security forces caught up with the individual just before he got to his delivery point. Details with student journalist on internship, Mongo Ngela Emanuela.
This is a private car which is used in the transportation of illicit fuel coming from the Federal Republic of Nigeria to Limbe in the southwest region of Cameroon. The driver, being eager to do business, went to Bonaberi in Douala, where the back seat of his car was transformed into a petrol tank which he used in transporting illicit fuel in parts of Cameroon.
Je suis conducteur de cette voiture, ça fait 2 semaines. J'ai acheté le réservoir là comme ça qu'on avait à fabriquer à Bonaberi. Et on a mis ça sur la voiture. Je porte le carburant dedans. Le carburant qui sort du Nigeria. On achète à Limbe, au bord de l'eau.
The vehicle owner was caught with 500 liters of illicit fuel by the forces of law and order, number 2 of Bekoko, during one of his transactions. The forces of law and order, in collaboration with the Littoral Regional Delegate, on the other hand, asked the population to be very vigilant when they are traveling, so that those transacting in illicit fuel can be easily apprehended.
Le produit sera vendu aux enchères si jamais il est analysé de bonne qualité. Il faut aussi indiquer que le véhicule ou les réservoirs qui s'y trouvent seront détruits. Et même le véhicule et même celui qui conduit ou le propriétaire sera remis à la cellule, et c'est le président de la cellule qui va nous dire généralement la suite.
Ça s'est passé au niveau de notre barrage de Bekoko, et comme à l'accoutumée, nous avons travaillé sur renseignement, et nous avons donc pu mettre la main sur ce véhicule qui, a priori, qui apparemment vraiment ne présente rien de suspect, mais à la fin, avec le renseignement et avec la perspicacité de nos collaborateurs au niveau des barrages, nous avons pu mettre la main sur cette importante cargaison.
With this situation at hand, the security forces are now calling on the population to intervene in the transaction of illicit fuel, which they term dangerous.
In sports, football stakeholders have shared their opinions following the recent decision from the Court of Arbitration for Sports, which reinstated the suspended Cameroon Professional League. Details in the following report with sportsman Fabrice Keninga.
Recent decision from the Court of Arbitration for Sports declaring Fca's decision to suspend the Cameroon Professional Football League as illegal, thereby officially reinstating the LFSA of General Pierre Semenge, has been animating public discussions towards what holds the future of football in the land of the indomitable Lions. Football stakeholders have been sharing their views on the popular decision.
We know the coming of this decision. My only prayer is that it should not bring back maybe old wounds where we have the general who want to, have lockerheads with the president of Fecafoot, Seydou Boubou-Joya. And if this happens, it's going to play a lot with football,
And also the decision by the Court of Arbitration of Sports was fair, in a sense that the fact that General Pierre Semenga, who is the president of the Cameroon Professional Football League, was suspended, that is on the 18th of October 2019, I must say it was not really fair enough.
What I can expect is the root of football in Cameroon. It doesn't really matter, is it Fecafoot or is it the league that organizes, but once they have been given this opportunity to take back what belongs to them, what we can only expect is good football in the country.
Many are those who have been criticizing the LFSA, created in 2013, for not doing much in professionalizing football in the country.
This one comes from Cars to reinstate the regime of General Pierre Semenga at the helm of Cameroon football. To me, it's not good. It's bad news to the ears because General Pierre Semenga has been a dictator, not a good leader as far as managing football in this country is concerned. If we look at the current football scene happens to be one of the best football scene in Cameroon. Thank God the general was not around, but bringing him back is a big doom.
In the midst of this quagmire, the main stakeholders of the beautiful game, who of course are the players, are left on their own in a miserable state, while the tussle for power rages on between the politicians who have hijacked the game, not for the good of the players, but for their parochial interest. This latest Fecafoot LFSA saga only comes to confirm the fact that football in Cameroon is in dire need of a messiah. But this is a matter which could be handled locally by various organs like the Ministry of Sports, but the said ministry failed to bring the warring parties to a compromise. Is it not trumpeted every day that dialogue solves all problems? Football pundits are of the opinion that in order not to make a bad situation worse, both organs who claim to be working for the good of Cameroon's football should dialogue together, because if the worst happens, God forbid it does, then Cameroonians will certainly hold Seydou Boubou-Joya and General Pierre Semenga responsible for helping in taking Cameroon's football into the evil forest.
President of the Cameroon Professional Football League, General Pierre Semenga, has released a communique which indicates that the 2019-2020 football season organized by Fecafoot's Technical Transitional Committee has been declared null and void. Although the LFSA is yet to hold any meeting since CAS's decision was made public, stakeholders are, however, calling for dialogue between the two parties. And it is on that note that we round up today's edition now for Prime News on My Media Prime. Thanks for being a part of today's edition. Join us tomorrow, God willing, at 6:30 for another edition of Prime News on My Media Prime. Ewale Eli Nolinga produced the news, coordinated by Lasha Kingsley. My name is Genda Pelji Blanche King. At 7 p.m. Cameroon time, Kim Leonard will be live with his panelists to talk about issues affecting Cameroon, Africa, and the world. Stay tuned to My Media Prime. Good night.